What's up guys, Coach Mandler here, Team Swole Patrol. In today's video, we're going balls deep into everything you need to know about all the different training splits, which are the best and which one's gonna be for you. All right, before we start talking about the different types of splits and the benefits of each, let's first get this out there. There is no such thing as the best overall split. There's no such thing as one end-all, be-all split that makes one superior and all the others bullshit. It doesn't work that way. Whenever I get asked the question, which is going to be the best split to follow to reach my goals inside the gym, I always ask the same question in return. And that's going to be, how many days per week can you consistently dedicate yourself and your sweat equity towards inside the gym? The second you can answer that question is going to be the second that we can better identify which split is going to be best for you. That's the key, identifying the best split for you, because what works for me and what works for a lot of others might not work best for you. There's other variables in play. Your schedule, what works best for your muscle type, and overall what's going to best fit the mold that you have and the goals that you have inside the gym. So do not think of one being the most superior across the board. Think of what's going to be best for you and your particular goals given the schedule that you have on a daily basis. All right, the first split we're going to talk about is a total body split. To kind of let you in on what I refer to as a total body split. A total body split is every time you hit the gym, you train head to toe, front to back, every muscle's getting used the second you hit the weights. And it's got its benefits and its costs, and I'll go over each. So let's first talk about the great things about this type of split. What I absolutely love about it is its true flexibility and versatility as far as who it is best suited for. All right, here's who it's best suited for. First up, let's say we're taking someone who has never trained inside a gym in their life, a noob. The best thing for them isn't to immediately start isolating muscles. What we want to do for them is to do multi-joint movements, train head to toe every time they hit the gym, and allow them to build more time under tension, general physical preparedness, GPP work, and muscular endurance, as well as to help facilitate the neural adaptations that allow them to simply move better and to help their brain help better understand how to move specific weights and use better, more efficient movements inside the gym. So ultimately, this is going to be best for them because it quickly builds that neuromuscular connection, if you will, and helps them quickly build a lot of that muscular endurance that makes it easy for them to transition into more complex splits. The other person it's going to be great for is a typical 9-to-5er that is absolutely slammed with work. So let's say you can't really dedicate a consistent amount of time into the gym. The best thing you want to do in order to avoid any imbalances that cause you any more harm than sitting at a desk, typing away all day, is to make sure every time you do hit the gym, you're hitting every muscle group and it's balanced and well distributed with the stress that you're placing upon it. The other end of the spectrum, and kind of what delivers that versatility, is going to be the ability for the advanced athlete to use a one-day split. A lot of Olympic lifters train their entire body every single time they hit the gym. Some of them even do it twice a day and do that throughout the week. But the other thing you have to think about, and the biggest negative that I see with doing a total body split, is that if you are an absolute iron addict, if you're one of those guys that eats, sleeps, and breathes your time in the gym and ultimately does not miss a single day ever, then this isn't going to be for you, especially if you're a natural lifter. And by natural, I mean you're not getting juiced up with some equine and bovine hormones. The reason being is this: if you are just getting after it, balls to the wall on a daily basis, head to toe, front to back, you're probably not going to have enough time to recover and to keep your body in an anabolic state. So if you're juiced up, hey, by all means, that's the whole purpose of taking steroids. Then go balls to the wall on a daily basis with a total body split. You'll probably get some kick-ass gains from that. But if you are the balls to the wall, everyday type, the total body split isn't going to be best for you. All right, the next split we're going to talk about is on the absolute opposite end of the spectrum that total body splits are, and that's going to be the single body part per day training split. This is very popular with all of the bodybuilders out there today, and my theory is that it's popular because every single meathead monster bodybuilder that you see on Flex, Muscular Development, Men's Fitness, and all the other meathead magazines is showcasing their particular routines, and a lot of them follow this type of training split. Naturally, if you see someone that you want to look like, you're going to follow the same program that they got to get there. The problem is that they're leaving one big detail out of that. They're not utilizing that supplement that they're pitching. They're utilizing the finest in equine and bovine hormones to get as jacked as they are. The fact is this: me personally, I'm not a big fan of single body part per day splits because I think they very quickly develop a lot of imbalances with not only aesthetics but also performance. The way I see it, we have a lot of imbalances, and part of training, a large part of training, is to minimize those imbalances in the how we're built, the aesthetics, as well as performance-wise too. So anytime you're positioning a workout around something that will put you in a higher likelihood of creating more imbalances, you're not in a good place. And the reason I feel like it does that is because, let's spitball here and say life happens and then you have to miss a couple days per week. Naturally speaking, you're going to have certain body parts that you just don't want to train as much as others. Case in point, the bro that conveniently misses out on a leg day. You think he's going to have the same dedication to make that day up on a day that's scheduled for chest? Hell no. And what's going to happen over time, that same scenario is going to play out for his back as well. And what's going to happen? He's going to have a big chest. He's going to have no back. He's going to have no legs. He's going to look like a hunched over human light bulb. That is going to be a scenario that plays out for a lot of guys. I see this happen all the damn time. Now, that might not be you, and if the single body part per day training split is effective for you and you can dedicate yourself on a consistent basis, then by all means, consistently use that split for the consistent gains you're going for. However, if you're the type that allows life to happen, now that's not to say you can't make some burly ass gains while using a single body part per day split. What I've noticed is that the ones that are best suited for this are the very regimented bodybuilder types that can follow a strict schedule and will not allow themselves to miss a day. And the ones that do, whenever you do miss a day, make sure you make it up so that you don't develop any of the performance or aesthetic imbalances that will dramatically affect the way you move and the way you look. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't really matter how you divide up the different body parts on a daily basis, or whether you follow a 1-on-1 off, 2-on-1 off, or a 3-on-1 off split with your single body part per day split that you're organizing. What matters most is that regardless of what you do, on a weekly basis, you train every muscle group equally so that you avoid any of the imbalances that following this split can very quickly develop. The next split we're going to talk about is another very popular bodybuilding split, and it's going to be the push-pull split. This is where you're going to have all the movement patterns separated and address those specific movement patterns on their own specific day. So an example of this is very simple. You have your pushing muscles. So let's say you're going to utilize the chest, your shoulders, your triceps for those specific days. So that chest, shoulder, tricep is its own day. You have your pull muscles. So that would be your lats and your biceps. That has its specific day. And then you have the rest of the body, which is the lower body, which if you're a bro, probably isn't going to be on your radar, but nevertheless, it's essentially a 3-day split. And the big question I commonly get with this is, what do you do on your deadlift day? Is your deadlift going to be a pull day, or is it going to be a leg day? And the way I address this is going to be asking you, where is your weak point performance-wise with your deadlift? I make sure to schedule and program around my weak points, and that's how I am going to identify whether it's going to be a pull day or a leg day for you. So if your weak point in the deadlift, the limiting factor in how much you can deadlift for overall strength is going to be more your lats and your abs, then hey, throw it into that pull day and be done with it. But if it's going to be more your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes, like it is for me, then that's when you want to throw it into your leg day. So hopefully that helps a little bit about the push-pull. It has its advantages. The one thing I really love about it is that it does develop overall more time under tension throughout your entire body throughout the week, because of it focuses on simply addressing movement patterns versus isolating just simple muscle groups. So it creates more of that balance and synergy and flow with your training, which is something that I'm a big fan of. But it also brings up questions like that can make it confusing for the noob. So it's got its benefits, it's got its cost. Overall, great split. The key is identifying where to put things where and making sure, again, that you develop more of the balance that you're going for. And the last split I'm going to talk to you about is going to be the upper-lower split. This is the one that I personally use, and a lot of powerlifters and other performance athletes use too, and for a multitude of different reasons. Number one, I would say it develops more overall balance and attention to both aesthetics as well as performance than any of the other specific training splits that I went over will. Two, even though it provides a lot of the time under tension that you need for both size and strength gains, it's also going to give you ample time to recover so that you stay in an anabolic state. So let's say you're following a 4-day split like I am. That's going to be training 2 on, 1 off, and then taking the weekend off. Okay, so Monday I would do a lower body day, which would be either a squat or a deadlift. Tuesday I would do either a bench, incline press, or overhead press. Wednesday I would do some active recovery work to work out some of the soreness. And then Thursday, back at it with either a squat or a deadlift. Typically whatever I do on Monday, let's say it's a squat, I'll do some type of deadlift on Thursday. And then Friday is going to be another type of core movement that is different than what I did on my first upper day. And the rest of the week would be, just like I said, some active recovery work. And that active recovery work, even with all of that stress that I'm placing on my body, my total body, given the fact that I have essentially cycled through a total body routine throughout the week twice, is going to give me that juice to kind of recover faster and get more done in less time. That's why I think it's far more effective than the single body part per day split, because it's effectively going to hit upper and lower body twice per week. And given the fact that I'm going to focus on multi-joint movements in a circuit format, you're essentially getting a lot of work done in less time. time. So for me, that's why, most importantly, I see this as a more effective means for someone who cares about not just aesthetics, but also performance as well. So if you're someone looking for the balance of both performance and aesthetics so that you can look good while being able to perform like a badass, then this is going to be the best split for you. And the other caveat to it, the third benefit that I really love about it, is it allows you options. It allows you the ability to kind of make it your own. You can essentially, within an upper-lower split, kind of break it down into how you're going to address your weak point muscles as well. And the way you do this is going to be specifically based on your weak points. At least that's how I do it. So let's say, for instance, on an upper day, I had my bench press. If I know my bench press limiting factor, my bench press weak point muscles are going to be mainly my chest and my shoulders, I'm going to do a lot of weak point training circuits that address those muscle groups so that I can not just build muscle in that area, but also increase the strength of it. So the benefit of doing this type of split isn't just the balance it creates and all the time that allows you to recover, but it also allows you versatility in how you're going to create a little mini split within this split. So for my money's worth, I think this is particularly, at least for me and a lot of my athletes, what we find most success in. But what I encourage you to do is to find what works best for you and stick with that and make it your own. Now, we've gone over all the different popular training splits out there, and I will tell you again, find what works for you and consistently plug yourself in to that split in order to get faster, more consistent gains. But speaking of faster, more consistent gains, I will also tell you this: your training split isn't going to be as indicative to whether you get faster gains as much as the quality of your actual training routine. And here's the deal: regardless of what training split you use, you're always going to use the same simple format to get faster, more consistent, and badass gains in size, strength, speed, explosiveness, and overall levels of conditioning. So regardless of which split you choose, every single training day is always going to follow the same format. For me and for all of my athletes, it's going to be a dynamic warm-up followed by some type of priming, speed, and explosiveness-based exercise like a med ball throw, some type of jumps, or a plyometric activity. And that's going to be followed by the core movement of the day. This is going to be the money maker, the big movement that gets all the size, strength, and explosiveness that you're going for. That's going to be your main core lift. So think squat, bench, deadlift, or overhead press. And then you're simply going to follow that up with your weak point training circuits. This is what's going to build more of that overall strength to shore up all the weaknesses so that you can put up bigger numbers in your core lift, as well as get you a level of conditioning and muscular endurance and muscle size given the type of multi-joint movements that will foster not only that strength gain, but also that muscular endurance and the metabolic effect that will get you ripped up too. So just follow that simple format: dynamic warm-up, priming, speed-based movement, core lift, and weak point circuits. And I can guarantee you, throwing that in with an organized split that you consistently hit into the gym or hit up with the gym, that will get you the results you're looking for. Hey guys, hopefully that video helped out. Hopefully it cleared some things up on how to better choose which split's going to be best for you, as well as how to better piece together programs that get you fast, consistently badass gains in size, strength, speed, explosiveness, and muscularity all at the same time. If that is in fact your goal and you're looking to be able to look good while being able to kick ass, and more importantly, do so on a consistent basis and not hit any of those pain in the ass plateaus, then be sure to pick up your free copy of the muscle building blueprint that I put together for you by clicking on this button right here. Or If you're on a tablet or cell phone, simply go down to the description area of the video right now and click on the link that you see there, and I will take you to another page which breaks down everything you're going to be getting with this free gift, and overall what you need to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox free of charge. Like I said, this is a free gift from me to you. It's basically my way of helping you figure out a way to piece together a better program that gets you faster gains in everything that you're going for inside the gym, so that you don't blow a lot of that sweat equity that you're investing inside the Iron Dungeon. So like I said, in order to get this free gift, just click right here or go down to the description and click on the link that you see there, and I'll take you to that other page which breaks it all down for you. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. Mandler.